Y'all, we have an exciting video to do today. Y'all can see I'm not in my natural habitat. I am at Academy. We're going to use Haus Luvs, the Super Neutrals Volume 1 and Volume 2. We're going to pair them again like we did last time. So I'm excited about that. I hope you are too. We're going to start with Tillamook. As I prime the eye, we're going to do the intro, and then we're going to jump into the look. Lower lash line, we have NYX Retractable Eyeliner in deep purple. And on our upper and lower inner rims, we have one MAC Color Excess Glide or Die Gel Pencil Eyeliner. And I'm waiting for housekeeping to come knock on the door any moment because the cart is like 2 doors down. And I've been trying to wait and stall, but I'm like, you know what? Let's get started because I can always stop it when they come in. This is Tillamook Mint Chocolate Chip Ice Cream, scented and flavored. Welcome if you've been here. Welcome back if you are returning. So it's been a time, y'all. I'm still having my moments. My book is over there that friend sent me, and Tillamook, so I'm doing the best I can. So, are they outside my door? You know, I feel like as soon as I start priming my lid, they're going to come knocking on my door, and then the primer is going to dry up, and I'm not going to be able to put shadow on it. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self, and the troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. Like, you set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it, because here at the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube, we are about self-acceptance and self-love, embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. And I feel like I'm whispering, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. Maybe because I just heard my across the hall neighbors outside, but it's not like they can hear me in here because they're in the hallway. So that's what the Crazy Troll Nation stands for. If you're new here, I do curse on my channel sometimes because I curse sometimes, period. And there's an organism that lives in my throat. Did I just go over my eyebrow? That randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I do always say, excuse me. It is so rude. I know I'm a little tilted. The way my phone is, where the buttons are for volume and everything, it sits on this end, which means I have to put the bracket on the opposite side of that, and so my phone is wanting to slide down this way. I thought I heard housekeeping at my door. I have just the ring light that sits on my pony wall and that little tiny ring light up here, so that's the only lights that are on, and I kind of like this. So now I'm wondering at home, like, do I need all those other lights and mirrors? Well, not lights, but and I have this mirror down here that I'm looking into, but I'm wondering, like, I can simplify, you know, that lighted mirror that I have in the back and the ring light back here. But the only thing, this little one, it'll turn off after like an hour and 20 minutes because I do use it for live streams, and it will like just cut off. But so I do make sure to fully charge it before each time I use it. So let's get into these palettes. I'm gonna show you what they look like. This one is Volume 1. This one is Volume 2. Volume 1, Volume 2. And I did look to see what I did before because I didn't want to do the same kind of look, but who knows. We're going to use Esom V27 brushes, and we're going to use a Fenty 230 brush, possibly a Scott Barnes number 62 brush. I saw Bestie sent me a screenshot or something. His website is coming back. I'm so over Scott Barnes, but I love the brushes because everything I purchased from him. We're going to use a LaRouche brush and a MAC 210. We're all going to use black MAC paint pot. Formal dinner tonight. This is the shirt that I'm wearing, and I don't match to my clothes. I am going to put this on again. I did wear this last night because it doesn't budge. I have out the MAC Stack mascara. So let's get into this look. I'm trying to remember what it was that I was going to do. Because I want to use this gold and I want to use this green again, but I'm not sure which one is brighter. So I'm thinking we're going to put this green first, and we're going to put that on the inner portion of the lid. I love these palettes. Oh my gosh. I love these palettes. Make sure that you read below. Make sure you read below, because I'm trying to, you know, do some things here. And so I just need your cooperation to help me do some things. And so There's always a lot of information down below. There's membership information below. If you're curious about that, if you click it, it'll tell you what the perks are and if it's worth it to you. I would love to have you join. It is $2.99 a month. It's not a lifetime commitment. You can cancel at any time that you want to. My members do help guide some of my content, and actually all of my live streams are from membership requests or ideas or membership only polls that I do on my community tab. And so if you want to be on the inside, you know, checking out what we're doing and having some say in what goes on, that's the way. And so I do have a tiny bit of fallout from that. This is the brush I used. Oh, I think this was the bronzer brush. This was the brush from what am I trying to say? From the finishing powder. So we're going to take a clean brush and we're going to go into this gold here and we're going to put that next to it. This shade is pretty. And I'm wondering too, this is somewhat similar to that gold and that greeny gold in Cabin Fever, but we did determine that that was not that different than that shadow from Natasha Denona Star Palette. We're overlapping here just to get this blend right here. This is pretty. And this gold is way brighter than in here, which is fine because that's going to be the star of the show because it's more so on the center of the lid. I really like the formula of these, and a lot of people didn't. Some people really loved them, and some people were just like, this ain't it. But you know what? I do not have a problem with it. Like, you see how they go on, and this is a dry brush, y'all. If you're the type to use your finger, use your finger. If you don't want to do that, use a sponge tip applicator, wet your brush, whatever. But I have like very, very, very minimal fallout with the dry brush putting these on. I do not have a problem with this. And they are creamy because you see dips in all of these. That's from where the brush was in it. And I love the formula of this. And to me, it's almost like the formula of some of Pat McGrath Labs Quints, particularly the Bijou Brilliance collection and a few of her Quints from Star Wars. And for me, all of her Star Wars Quints were not the same formula. I did not like Sith Seduction at all, but a couple of the other ones I tried that I did really like. So I do still have just very minor. I have a full face on that I did this morning before I went down for breakfast and before classes started. Excuse me if you heard all of that. The director has been very gracious to me. And so if there's a lot of downtime between the classes that I'm helping to teach, you know, she's like, if you want to go, you know, back to your room, take a break, take a nap, whatever. And I'm like, I appreciate it. And I've been taking her up on those offers. So that's why I'm here now. Everybody else is still at the other place. So now we're going to take, what was I going to take? I think I was going to take this one. So we use this on the inner corner because I'm trying to like equally mix up the shadows from the palettes. Because they're all put in here for a reason, so I'm just trying to switch them up. So we took this one, now we're going to take this one, and we'll see how it's going to go. Because even though they're all neutrals, there are different tones within neutrals, and sometimes they may not mix well. This is, oh my gosh, this is pretty. I really like this formula. Like, I'm not even remembering why people didn't like these palettes. Some did say they didn't like the formula. For that, I think it's just a preference or what you're used to working with. But I have not had an issue with these. Not at all. They're not quite like the Natasha Denona Creamy Matte or Cream to Powder, but they are very creamy, as you see. And even in this palette, you can see the dips in the shadows. They're very creamy, very smooth. They go on with no problem. The pigmentation is there. For this palette in particular, I heard people complain that there weren't any deepening shades or there wasn't a transition shade, but you can look at it and know that before you buy it. And so I thought it was kind of silly to like buy a palette and then say what it didn't have. Like, you saw it before you purchased it, but that's just me. So I was just like, so why'd you buy it? But then, you know, some people will just buy stuff, excuse me, hurt at my throat, because they know that they'll get the views, especially when it's new, or if the consensus is that it's not a good palette, you know, they'll buy it to say, is it really that bad? And we see those titles sometimes. Is it as bad as they say? Is this really trash? And so, I mean, I get it. You know, do what you are comfortable doing to get views. And I'm just not wanting to play that game. I like this point right here, which this side does not have. one side I always like and one side I always don't. And so we're just going to kind of wiggle down here, which is still going to make that point. But yeah, so YouTube, beauty related content on YouTube, it's a long game, especially if you just want to do what you enjoy doing, which what I enjoy doing is tutorials and just doing looks. But if I wanted to grow faster, you know, new release stuff, more detailed review videos, I'm thinking this gold here comes over a little bit further than here. So we're going to go back to that brush that had the gold on it. And we're going to just put that like right here, because that's where it seems like it is. It seems like we did an outer V with that darker shade because the gold is kind of like in the middle. And so for me, you know, it is a hobby that I picked up in the lobby and I just enjoy it. And my love of YouTube came from watching tutorials and learning. And so I like to give that back. And so it depends on, you know, what your purpose is for being on here. If you do videos, and I know I've mentioned it in other videos before, you have to do with what you're comfortable with doing. But my thing is for me, I'm liking the shapes too. We're going to take that brush that had that dark shade, because this, as always, is more rounded and this is more straight. So we're just going to pat. We're not adding more shadow on here. Because my thing is, if I start doing stuff just for views, or doing the more popular topics or the trending topics, I will burn out if I don't get the results that I want, and maybe even burn out if I do get the results that I want, because that's not really the content that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm very careful to just, you know, maintain what's going to help me continue to feel good about what I'm doing here, and not just doing stuff as a cash grab. And I'm not saying that's what people are doing, but there are, you know, certain types of content that grow a lot faster. The channels grow a lot faster. Maybe I missed the primer there, because primer is not going in that spot. So we're just going to leave it. So now we're going to take, I had this brush out for my outer corner. I missed something. I don't know what I missed doing, but so from this palette, we've used this shade here, and we've used this shade over here. From this palette, we've used the gold. So now we're going to, that might be too dark. We're going to just take this very lightly and put this under our brow. And so we're just tapping straight in. And so just really consider like why you're here. And if you're enjoying what you're doing, just have patience and just keep doing what you're doing. Your people will find you. And so it is definitely the long game if you want to just do what you want to do, what's in your heart to do. And that's kind of basically it. And even looking at, you know, certain channels, you know, how to grow fast, stuff like that. Number one, I think it forgets that each number is a person. And so I don't want to reduce people to a number. Oh, I have, you know, 5,000 subscribers. It's just a number. Those are people. And so that's a way that I look at it too, that I think helps keep me grounded. It's not just about rushing to grow or wanting to grow faster, but just acknowledging each person and being thankful for who is here. You know what I mean? And so now we're going to take, excuse me, oh my, that was rude. We're going to go back to this palette, and we're going to put this lower lash line, but I don't think I'm going to like it under there because it's very pale. But I do have that purple under there, which doesn't matter because y'all know I'm going to put whatever I want to put. And so just, you know, be patient and just recognize that each number, subscriber is a person. Each view is somebody that's watching your video. And just not be like, oh, let me just get to this number, this milestone. Like, why is it so important to reach your milestone? Like, just do what you enjoy doing. Do I want to grow more? Yes, but I also want to be helpful and to be at peace with what I'm doing to get to where I'm going, and just trusting that my people will find me, and they will enjoy my content, and they will subscribe. They will actually watch the videos. So that's what it's about. So just being patient. Oh, I know what I was saying. The channels that are like, you know, how to go from 0 to 1,000, blah, blah, blah. Those don't even seem geared towards beauty related content. It's like, you know, trending topics. Well, if you're just doing a tutorial, what's trending about that? You know what I mean? So I do feel like they're more so for podcasts or entertainment channels. But also, as I said, if you do a lot of new release stuff and you're reviewing you know, the hottest thing that's out, you're gonna have to keep doing that, and is it sustainable to do that? And so from this palette we used 1, 2, 3, and from this palette we used 1, 2. I think I might have mixed up something. Let me look at this again. I don't remember. I ain't even gonna lie, I don't remember. So we're gonna take, that brush is clean, I can go over there. We're gonna take Max Paint Pot in Black Mirror, and we're going to swirl in here and put this on our upper lash line. I haven't used this. You know what, I'm about to lie to you. I was gonna say I haven't used this in a long time, but the last time I used it was actually not too long ago. Today is June 14th. I used it not too long ago as a base for a look that I did, and I think we did it just on one eye because we did 2 different looks or something. I don't remember, but I do remember using this recently as a shadow base. Yeah, it was on one eye, and the other eye we did something else. And I don't know if it was a comparison. This one I just came like way up high. Like you see where my lash line is, it's down here, and I put the line way up here, which means this line is going to be thick because now I got it come down. Not got to, but I'm going to come down to my lash line. So I did use this as a shadow base, and I forget what look it was or what it was I was doing. So yeah, I have used this recently, and it felt good to use it because I don't want to trash it, because I do keep telling myself I am going to use it as a shadow base, but for some reason I just don't. I think because it's just habit, just pick up a brush and put shadow on it, put it on. But so that's where we are with that. This is a really quick, easy look. Excuse me. I had lunch before I came back here to the hotel, so that's what all this in my throat is about. Sandwich, chips, and I had some ginger ale and a cookie. And my wings are looking, they look the same today. The only thing that's way different is this is sharp. This is rounded. I do like this look. I'm loving this base face. I'm loving it. So I'm gonna put on this mascara. We're doing really good for time because we're only at 17 minutes. And I do hope you can see everything clearly. I'll see when I edit how the lighting is. And because I'm really thinking, like, do I need all them lights at home? You know what I mean? Because I don't need to have like the bare minimum here. And then the room overall is brighter, but I don't like how the phone, the one side is just heavy and it's weighing down the bracket on that one side of what's holding the phone. And I don't want to manipulate it too much. This is nice. I was going to say I don't know if I want to put my lip on now because I might have another snack or not, because dinner is at 1800 hours, which is 6 p.m. But I do know I'm going to be drinking some more water. I do know that, but that lippy doesn't budge, so that's not an issue at all. So I am going to go ahead and put on the lippy. For some reason, when I used it last night, did I do that in a video? I don't even know if I did it in the video, but I really don't even remember. It looked dark, whereas before it was like my perfect nude. And I think maybe either I was just seeing things or I just put on a thicker coat. And I do think I put on a thicker coat because I kept feeling it like on the insides of my lips. Like when I would go, excuse me for smacking, like when I would go, I would feel it like in here, across here and up here, and so it's mildly annoying. So I do, and I do, and when I put it on, I'm thinking I usually don't use this much. So we're gonna take off some chapstick. This is a Q-tip. I forgot to bring lipstick applicators. I used this earlier, one side of it, just in my tear duct area, and so I said I'll keep it out to take off the Tillamook. Make sure I dry my corners. So this is this. Oh, I could have been shaking it. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. So let me know what you're thinking of this look. I do like this look, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, because of the gold, I'm like, I can do that with the golden palette. This greeny gold, excuse me, once we put one of the star shadows in there, that's going to be greeny. Excuse me. And then I have the Yucca palette that has a shade, I'm sure, that's similar to the green. And the browns are basic. So I'm back to like thinking like, is this unique? Is this unique to my collection? But I do really like these. Make sure you're reading down below. So this is what I didn't do yesterday, was wipe it off some. And even now I can feel that it is different. And it's not as thick. Oh man. But you see what I'm saying? It does look darker than I think it looked before. And it might be the lighting where I am too. That might be it. But even when I was in my car and I looked in my rearview mirror, not the rearview mirror, when I pulled down the visor, like it did look darker. I just turned it over. And this is it. This is it. This is the look, y'all. Make sure you read down below. I know I keep saying it and there's a reason. So thank you for being here. And I just feel so slanted. I can tell because back, I ain't mean to poke in your eye, but like back here, I can see it's not even. And I know the headboard is even. So I know it's crooked, but yeah, maybe next video I'll be able to get it straight. But thank you for being here. Let me know what you think of these looks. Let me know what you think of these palettes. This is, let me hold it this way again. This is volume 1 over here. This is volume 2. So here's the question for this video. Which one of these is your color story and why? That's the question for this video. So we're gonna go. Thank you so much. And you will see me in the next video. Thanks. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. You will see me soon. Did I say that twice? I don't know.